gonna call you.
Good.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a sign we're on the same page for a change. All right, Judge Carroll is taking the morning for the disposition of other matters, which means your trial won't convene until this afternoon, leaving us much-needed time to strategize.
I was gonna ask you, what's the maximum sentence Ethan Lovett can get for assaulting my daughter? I missed you last night.
Yeah, I missed you more.
How'd it go with Christina?
Good. It went really good. We gave each other manicures. Yeah, it's glitter. I haven't had glitter since I was a teenager. And we did fun stuff. We watched movies and made popcorn, and it was nice.
Well, it sounded like it did some good for Christina.
I think it did. I mean, it was nice to actually see her giggle and be silly and laugh.
But?
Okay, but I think the only reason why Christina was being silly and laughing and stuff is because she thinks I'm going to talk to Alexis about dropping the charges against Ethan.
So, what's this about stopping my dad?
Lucky, we both know that Luke's default position will be to break Ethan out of jail. He has this unflappable disdain for the law, which he seems to have passed along.
No, I'm Luke's son, too. I became a cop.
Well, obviously, you got your mother's genes.
So, wait, let me get this straight here. What you're saying, Luke and Ethan have the same DNA, so what, that means they're a couple of matched rogues, and Lucky may or may not fall into that category, but all it's going to take is one push to revert him to some kind of genetic law-breaking code. Blood will tell or something. I don't know about you, but I kind of take issue with that presumption.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Sorry. Wasn't my best argument, and I didn't mean to insult anyone. I'm a pretty worried mom, and I want my daughter to get justice, and the odds decrease if Luke spirits Ethan out of the country.
Well, who brought him in? That was me. I could have given Ethan a heads up, turned the other way, let him run, but I didn't. And I won't facilitate Dad letting him get away either. Alexis, I was with you in the ER that night. I saw the condition that Christina was in. And if Ethan did that to her, he deserves to pay, whether he's my brother or not. But I have to be honest with you at this point. It doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Why? You see, you're worried, too, that your dad's going to break him out.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. I spoke to Christina yesterday, and she was adamant. She doesn't want to press charges.
Rise and shine, Dodge. Fresh ground from Kelly's. Hell of a lot better than the rancid sludge they have on tap around here. I would have brought you a cup, officer, but I know how itchy it makes your trigger finger.
Well, thanks for your concern. I'll be back.
Cops. Rough night?
Illuminating.
How so?
Well, I never understood why it was so easy for Lucky and Lulu to believe I beat Christina. But they kept hinting about something terrible from your past, and I finally got fed up with it, so I asked Lulu about it, and she told me that you raped their mother.
Nice. And I actually listened to Christina about how she wants to handle the assault, and I finally heard her. I mean, the last thing Christina wants is to press charges against Ethan and get swept up in a whole legal process, to have to relive the horror of that night over and over again. And let's be honest, a trial would be a really devastating experience for her. Because the defense, they're going to make that poor, innocent little girl look like a precocious little slut who was stalking Ethan. They're going to make fun of what she was wearing. And I'm sure they're going to get a lot of people to say that she was obsessed with him. And then I'm sure his lawyers will say that he never put a hand on her, and even if he did, she brought it on herself. The whole thing just makes me sick to my stomach.
I understand.
No, I swear, Jason, I mean, it really makes me sick to my stomach to think that my little sister is at the mercy of some pig with a law degree, knowing nothing about you, making you out to be the biggest tramp that ever lived.
You?
What?
Is that how they made you feel?
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm talking from experience. What are you saying, though? I mean, do you think I'm making Christina's assault about me?
All right, you've had a really rotten deal here. So maybe I owe you this one, but this is absolutely the last time I'm ever going to talk about this.
Fair enough. Hey.
My old man was an abusive drunk who repeatedly beat my mother until he finally killed her one night. I spent most of my young life vowing never to be like him and afraid that I was him. And then one night it happened. I became an abusive drunk who raped the woman I loved.
Well, that's the part that bothers me. I mean, you snapped on a night like any other, so how long until I snap?
Don't be a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're responsible for your own actions. What I did was because I was drunk, miserable, selfish, and afraid I was going to be murdered. It had nothing to do with dear old Tim Spencer. I did not repeat the sins of my father any more than you're doomed to repeat mine.
Forget about Ethan Lovett for a moment. I need you to focus. Now, Dante's testimony wasn't as damaging as it could have been. We sort of dodged a bullet on that one. But there's more testimony to come, and it's damning. There are two witnesses in particular that I'm concerned about. John Zakara is going to have plenty to say about your relationship with Claudia. He's going to establish a pattern of hatred and dysfunction which ultimately led to Claudia's death. And then there's Maxie. You, illuminated by headlights at 3 a.m. in a blood-soaked shirt, is going to provide a very powerful image to those jurors who watch too much television.
We can't let Ethan slide on this one. I can't. Look, no man, I don't care whose son it is, lays a hand on my daughter. I want this bastard badly. He's gonna pay.
Stop it! I'm with you, Sonny. I'm with you. I hate bullies who beat up little girls. I do. And I think he should pay. And he will. I personally will help you prosecute Ethan Lovett to the fullest extent of the law. But in the meantime, between now and that far-off distant day when Ethan Lovett goes to trial, Christina's going to need her father. And you're not going to be any good to her if you're sitting in prison.